Tickets, info, everything else you need all season long. You can download the MLB Ballpark app. It is always great to have during the season. 4-pack for you. Guardians Red Sox next Thursday night. That's June 8th. Car 10. These are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Pro tip, if a cop pulls you over and they hear you listening to this, they're probably just going to let you go. Because, they figured you suffered enough.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
I got some hot celebrity goss moments away from Perez Bilton. The week going. If you want to text 35192, if you want to watch the show live, certainly welcome to do that. You'd want to go to alancoxshow.com for the details there. Who's helping us out in the video department today? Baseball Bill is helping out today. I don't get it.
What a coincidence.
What? Baseball Bill.
Yeah.
Bill was out hitting dingers at Progressive Field before the show today.
So much fun. And
so coincidentally, it just so happens that he's got a Confederate back there in the video department. Mm-hmm. Now, are there any networking opportunities for something like that where you go, hey, man, next time I'm at a game here, get me in the back door or whatever? Anything
I saw Curtis.
Yep.
So
Curtis Stanberg. Yep. We always see him.
So just, said what's up to him. And anytime I have ever needed anything from the Guardians, they've always hooked me up and then something. So like,
oh yeah,
like a few times I've had to call in a favor or two, and they've always come through with, nothing big, like just some standing room tickets for games or stuff like that. But they've always been more than accommodating to all of us, really. So
you call and you go, hey man, I needed X, Y, and Z, and they yeah, cool.
One time I just was one ticket short for trying to go to a game because my buddies had work tickets, but somebody had scanned them all already, so he was left out. So I just text one of the guys that I know that works there and was like, hey, can I just get another standing room ticket? And like that, I had it.
Look at you.
So that was cool.
This guy's got the hook, Mary.
I know.
You couldn't even get on the team.
No.
Wow.
And that had nothing to do with the Guardians. That was internal. Those are our own people.
Yes.
Whatever.
You were shut out.
I'm not connected to anything anymore.
Well, what do you want?
We went to the rib cook-off over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, at the fairgrounds?
Yeah, the Brea Rib Cook-Off.
Did you see Leonard Skinner? Who was there?
What? No. Oh. Skinner at a rib cook-off?
Well, no, like Willoughby just had Marshall Tucker. Oh. I guess they have a bunch of cover bands at the big one, right?
It's the one covering the Beatles or something. Revolution.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know. But we're walking in.
You got mop top wigs or like later era Beatles?
No, it was just old dad-looking guys. That's it.
Oh, they didn't even dress up.
They didn't even try. Black T-shirts, ill-fitting jeans.
Gotcha. We just play Beatles songs.
Yes.
Close your eyes and you're
there.
Still won't,
Transported to 1964.
Still won't sound like the Beatles, but.
It was Saturday. My sister called me last night. I was like, hey, we'll go to the rib cook-off. I said, sure. So we go, and she got us in for free. She knew the door guy. And the guy looked at me and was like, oh, are you her sister? And I was like, oh, my God.
OnlyFans.
It might be. No, she said it was her friend's husband. But still, that doesn't negate OnlyFans. But she looked at me and I was like, oh, my God, did you just get us in somewhere by being, like, totally famous and knowing everybody? And she's like, yeah, that's kind of like what it was. I don't know. It was just really funny.
Sometimes my OnlyFans looks like a rib fest, and I need to work on that. So you got a little taste of what it's like
she gets.
Being with you.
Yes. So Bill's getting into Guardians games for free. My sister's getting us into rib cook-offs.
Now, did she get you
living the life?
Free ribs? Because if you had just probably asked promotions over here, you could have got one of them rib packs where they give you all that.
I don't like ribs.
So you went to the rib cook-off.
For a corn dog.
It was a corn rib instead of a hot dog. They put a rib in there, and then it's breaded. And you went for a corn dog.
Yeah,
you were looking for something to do, and she goes, "Hey, let's go out to the rib cook-off."
Kids got their
Was
face
it bananas
painted.
out there? Was
no.
it? Oh yeah.
I mean, we went on Friday though, or on Saturday, so it wasn't.
That sounds like
Memorial
it would be a big
Day
deal. I know, but I would think the whole weekend would be nuts.
We also went late. We didn't get there till like 6. I feel like the rib cook-off is
that
a daytime thing.
Is that a noon time? Yeah, but when the sun's out till 9, I mean, yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't go.
It's the first time I've ever been there at night. I usually, when I go to like carnivals or fairs,
You go
or
around
rib cook-off,
noon or
I go,
something,
yeah,
yeah.
midday, lunchtime.
Wow, lunchtime.
Yeah, nice little lunchtime shake 'em up
What's on the
lemonade.
menu? Let's see. Corn dogs. You guys have any $22 wraps?
Ugh.
I had one of those last night.
Yeah, I ate festival food Friday, and then I ate rib cook-off food Saturday. I don't remember what we did Sunday.
Wow, look at you.
We went to a cookout yesterday, so I had 2 chili cheese and coleslaw dogs yesterday.
I ate so many hot dogs this
Dude,
weekend.
so
Did you really?
many hot
Yeah.
dogs.
Because I made hot dogs on our grill at my condo on Sunday, and then went to my friend's cookout at his new bar on Monday, and that was also hot dogs. So just lots of hot dogs.
Lots of hot dogs.
Lots of
All
hot
right.
dogs.
I cut a hot dog out for my dog, but I didn't have one.
Why not?
This was the weekend I was going to take my new grill for a test drive, and I never got around to it. So I think we're going to have like a belated thing maybe next weekend or something. I put the grill together over the weekend, and I was all ready to get it fired up, but just other things got in the way, so I didn't have a chance to do it. So we ended up over at some of our friends' place yesterday.
All right. Well, just let us know when we need to show up.
I will.
And also
And
the
what
address.
to
I
bring.
will.
Yeah.
I will tell you. I will tell you when you need to show up.
I made a nice fruit
Absolutely.
salad for the cookout yesterday. Big bowl. Berries and watermelon and grapes and cherries
I
and
don't
apples.
believe that for a minute.
I
Did we
swear
ever-
on my life, that was the side dish that we
You
brought.
cut up a watermelon?
I bought pre-cut up watermelon and added it to my
Oh, so you
fruit
took a bunch of
salad.
different fruits, poured them in a bowl.
Hey, it
Stirred
becomes a
it.
salad.
Yep.
Either way.
I cut up the strawberries myself and the apples myself. Everything else was already. You don't cut up berries, blackberries and raspberries and blueberries.
Maybe you don't, but some of them are. Have you seen a strawberry these days? It's like a size of a friggin' Granny Smith apple.
You're welcome.
Hell yeah, you cut up a strawberry.
I did cut up the strawberries. I cut up the strawberries and the apples by hand. The watermelon I bought pre-cut.
By hand?
Yeah. I'm
You
not
cut them by
using-
hand?
I'm not using a mandolin or
She's got nails.
or a chainsaw
Good
or
for
whatever else
you.
you might be using to
Man,
cut
that's amazing.
your strawberries.
Yeah,
used
well,
my
I
hand.
use one of those little hand chainsaws, a little single hand chainsaw, and then I get strawberry juice all over the place. Where was this party taking place? Where did the bowl of fruit go?
Our friend's house.
And was it consumed, or did
Yeah.
people? Okay, good.
Yeah, people liked it. There were also chips and stuff, but it
Yep.
was like I feel like
A
some
variety of slaws.
coleslaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever you may. I put it on top of my chili cheese dog. It's the only way.
I eat it by itself.
A lot of people do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not like coleslaw by itself. Not huge on the coleslaw on a hot dog.
I want it like a po' boy. Coleslaw on top of a hot dog, a brat, a Polish boy, any of that.
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
We forgot about pound cakes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we went
Hiking
kayaking.
adventure, yeah.
He's
That was
still good.
Is he there?
I mean,
Yeah, he's
that
there,
was
yeah.
one of the things that we did, though. Yeah, we went hiking too at like Whips Ledges. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a great place.
It is though.
But you said
Is
that
it
you
really,
went.
though?
You said that you were complaining the whole time.
I was complaining the
You
whole time.
and McBoyfriend went kayaking, probably at his insistence. He's
Yes.
like, "Hey, let's get out. It's an amazing weekend for weather."
I was down for the picnic. He lured me in with the picnic though, because he had been talking about this place. He had been talking about whatever lake, Hinkley Lake.
Yeah.
For
Is he
weeks.
from that area?
Yeah,
Where-
around that area.
Where's he from?
Well, Brook Park, but like he went there as kids or whatever.
Okay.
He's moved around like
Gotcha.
a bunch.
Because that's like right near where I grew up.
Yeah, so he
And Jeffrey Dahmer.
You're in
Also,
Bath,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Whips Ledges.
Yeah, and Hinkley Park, and my mom was like, "You're gonna go out there with all the, I think was it the vultures or what gathers here, the buzzards."
Pterodactyls, according to your mom.
No, the buzzards, the logo.
Yeah!
Station.
Yeah, they do have like the Hinkley buzzards.
So I told her about it, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a nice little picnic." Not thinking that it was Memorial Day because he had been hinting at it for weeks, and then today I was like, "Okay, yeah, I have this day free." So we go out there. It's packed.
This
you
is
know.
yesterday.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
yesterday. So of course it's packed, and we're not looking. I was like, "Oh, great! So now I gotta be nuts to butts with all these people." And I'm like, "It's hot, and there's no parking, so we gotta walk everywhere." And so he's like, "Well, once we do kayaking," I said, "Kayaking? You ain't say nothing about no kayaking." I was like, "There's no boat attached to this car. Like, what? Just
You
immediately."
rent a kayak.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh." I was like,
You're a delight, aren't you? When
that's
you're
what I'm
out there with your
saying.
boyfriend,
He
you
deserves
are a
better.
delight.
he really deserves better. But I was like, all right, whatever, fine. He's like, it's filled with air. It's almost impossible to tip. He's like,
These are
my
inflatable kayaks, not the hard plastic ones.
It's the hard plastic, but still, it's like
They're not inflatable. I mean,
I just said filled with air. I didn't necessarily mean inflatable.
but they're not filled with air.
Okay, maybe he was trying to make me feel better.
Okay.
But regardless,
He's just trying to say anything to get you in a kayak.
I mean,
Yes.
technically,
Yeah.
if you have a plastic kayak,
There's air in it.
all through it. Yeah,
Right.
like-
It's not inflated with air,
Yeah.
I
he
should
was
say.
probably trying to make me feel better. I'm
Okay.
sure.
And did it
because-
work?
No, because before I was like, well, what about our picnic? I thought we were supposed to go somewhere and sit. Apparently, they stopped like doing kayaks at like 5. So I was like,
So you had to do that first.
yeah, I was like, we got to eat first.
You don't want to. You certainly don't want to do something you hate on an empty stomach.
Yeah, and so I was like, there's nowhere to sit. We ain't bringing no blanket, and it's hot. So we had like firehouse subs sitting on like the pier, and there was like a bee that was like around me, so I just kept shooting it away. I was like, I'll just stand and eat my sandwich. It's fine. And so we finally go in there, and I'm like clearly nervous, and the lady's like, oh no, don't you worry. I remember my first time on the water. It'll be fine. Talking to me like I'm a child. And we got out there. I was like, this is it. I was like, it's very calming. And there's people out there just like sunbathing, laying on like I don't know what they call it. It's not a surfboard, but it's one of those long boards. And I'm like, yeah, this is real nice.
Paddleboard.
Paddleboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to do my best at paddling. I'm like, am I doing this right? Whatever direction he would row, I would accidentally row in the opposite direction. So we would just
Oh,
spin,
no.
around,
In a circle.
spin around in a circle.
Oh, God.
It's like, I told you I didn't know what to do.
So you're in a 2-person kayak.
We were in a 2-person kayak.
Yeah, the 1-persons, those are fun. Single-person kayak, those are so fun.
I said, I'll do that next time. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, next time? I'm like, yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, it is calming though.
So
Most people are just out there having some pops. They don't care.
yeah, we didn't drink or anything. But yeah, we had like our little lunch, and then we went out there on the lake. But see, I was okay with the kayak. Once I got in there, I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. Because I've been in like boats with like portable motors. Like my one friend had a boat, and he just, I don't know, you can just buy a motor, and he just attached it to the back of it. You can.
I know, like an outboard motor. You just put it in the back of the.
Yeah, and I remember it ran out, like it was like almost dead, and it was like going like a mile per hour, getting us back to the boat. So I was like, I remember that, so I didn't want to do the same thing with the kayak.
There were no oars in the boat in case the engine died out.
No,
Yeah.
but then I was like, okay, what about this hike? I'm thinking we're gonna see like, I don't know, stuff on the way, or we get up there and there's gonna be a beautiful view. There was no. I was like, okay, we climbed all these rocks to see more rocks. Like there was no scenery. You're not standing above anything. It's just a cliff.
You know, you're surrounded by scenery.
Yeah, it's very scenic.
It wasn't. I
It's
guess
not like
was
an
expecting
overlook.
more. I was expecting more. Like
He was expecting
I just was. Like I remember,
Poundcake in nature. He's like, this it?
I remember going to
Trees
Mill
and
Iowa.
water and
That's all you got, God?
with the glory of nature.
It wasn't enough. I just expected more.
What did you expect?
They're like you get to the top and then there's just like a, I don't know, not a Grand Canyon.
It's not
but
the
a
Hollywood
canyon.
Hills. I mean, what? But you're in Ohio.
I went to
You're-
Mill Hollow as a kid, and Mill Hollow had a great view.
But you weren't in Mill Hollow, wherever the hell that is.
I used to go
It's
to
like
Whip Sledges
Vermilion.
all the time, and
It's in the name. It sounds like there's ledges.
It's ledges, and
Oh.
it's very. I don't know. It's not like an overlook like he wanted.
I wanted to overlook. I
yeah.
thought doing all that climbing and the hiking, and I'm singing, my spirituals as I'm walking up the rock, and then we get up there. I'm like, okay, so where is it? I'm like, how much further do we have to go? He's like, oh no, this is it. I said, this is it. I kept it together. He took a couple pictures of me, and I didn't look really good.
You're all sweaty.
No, I looked kind of angry, but that was my.
I looked kind of
I'm
angry.
not happy to be here, but I'm gonna go along to get along because I really like this guy.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, yeah, don't ever post those. Post the
Wow.
kayak ones.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was fun. I'd do it again.
Well, there you go. Sometimes you just require a little nudge, right? And then you do something and you go, oh, this is great. Something a little outside your comfort zone.
So you complained the whole time, and then when you got done, you're like, "That was fun."
Yeah.
You're the worst.
Boyfriend's like, I'm never
Never
doing
do
this
this,
again.
I was like, but you know how I am. You got to push me to do new things.
Well,
And
he
then-
does know that, right? I mean, he's been around you long. You've been together long enough where he knows that now.
I had my contacts.
You
in.
were never going to suggest kayaking.
He had been talking about it for weeks. Like,
Is he generally an outdoorsy type of guy?
He is.
Okay.
He likes doing that type of stuff. He was in the gym far before I was, but he just likes being outdoors. And I'm like, if I have the proper, that's what it was. I was automatically upset because I was like, you forgot the bug spray. You didn't bring any bug repellent. We're out here in the woods. He's like, well, we could buy some at the store. I was like, but you didn't bring any. You brought everything else, but you didn't bring any bug spray. So then after I sprayed myself down, I calmed myself.
Poundcake kicked him in the balls for the one thing he forgot.
Planned a whole cute date.
Yep, sure did. You forgot the bug spray. You could have brought bug spray, homie.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring some things?
It was his idea.
But you go, what can I do to make this experience great for both of us?
The thing that's most important to me is having bug spray. I'll make sure there's bug spray, and he can handle everything else.
Yeah, well, I ended up buying the bug spray at the little company store. But...
Well, there you go.
There you go. But you'll do it again, maybe.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, good. Hey, you two are still together. That's an experience that, there are various experiences over the course of a relationship where you see how a person is under some kind of duress.
Is this your longest relationship yet?
Oh, my God. No, it's
No,
not my
he was-
longest relationship. My mom called me up, and she was just like, are you and David still together? I said, yeah. And she was like, oh, my gosh, this is like your longest relationship. I said, no, it wasn't.
Wasn't the last one longer?
Yes, the
Yeah.
lawyer, yeah.
Last one was for a while.
It was 4 months.
And you
but-
never went kayaking?
No, we did other. He was a big biker. We would go like to the metro parks and bike.
Lawyer was 4
You mean a
months.
cyclist?
Yeah.
No, he was like Sons of Anarchy.
He's a big biker. He let
I'm on-
Poundcake
I'm
wear
on
his
the
cut
back.
and everything. Yeah. All right.
He was a
Poundcake was
cyclist.
his old lady.
Yup, his bitch. Hide this gun for me.
Broad.
Oh, God. Poundcake was his sweaty mama. All right. Hey, do we have time for hot celebrity goss?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Should we do that real quick?
Thank God. I was worried for a second.
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez, Bilton. Ooh.
What's up, Goss Guzzlers? We got some crazy celebrity gossip for you today. Let's get things started. K-Fed, that's Kevin Federline for the children out there, wants Brittany to approve his move to Hawaii so he can take the kids there, or else he's going to take her to court. And according to inside sources...
Inside sources.
I'm sorry, guys. I have had a hard couple of days, and I wasn't able to write one of my really funny, really clever jokes because I just had so much going on. I was trying to return Jenga to Target, and when I took it out of the car, it had been opened a little bit and it spilled all over the parking lot. And as I was trying to pick up the pieces, I kicked one of the pieces under somebody else's car, and I had to get on the ground and crawl under their car and get that piece of Jenga and put it back into the box. And then when I tried to return it to Target, they said, "We can't accept this." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "You bought it 8 years ago." Next up.
What?
Yeah. Hold on. Do we have Kleenex in here or anything? Or I'm overcome with emotion.
Oh, good. Ariana Madix had to kick a fan out of a concert.
Who?
Well, according to inside sources.
Inside sources.
Once again, guys, I'm sorry. There's no hilarious inside sources joke like I normally do, because I was just overcome by sadness because I had this dream that my mom died, but it wasn't my real mom. It was just like a dream mom, and she died in my dream. And in the dream I had cornrows, but it wasn't appropriating culture, because in the dream world that nobody did that, and they looked good. Even my dream mom that died said with her last words, "I actually really like the cornrows." Sorry, it's just emotional.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to write a real funny joke. about that because of the cornrows and the dead mom. Anyway, next up. Let me get to my story here. Elizabeth Holmes is about to start serving her 11-year prison term, and according to inside sources.
Inside sources.
Once again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to write any funny jokes about Elizabeth Holmes going to prison because I was at a bank and it was being robbed, and I wasn't in the bank. I was at the outside tube thing, but I could see through the window that it was being robbed, and I wanted to go in and help, but it was too scary. I wouldn't go in. They had guns, and you might run into one of those guys like the guy in Heat when they did the robbery and he just started shooting people because he wanted to kill people. So I didn't help stop the bank robbery. I just went to a different branch, and I can't stop thinking about that because when I went to the other branch, I asked for a balance to be on the receipt, and they didn't put a balance on the receipt, and so it just had me messed up all day. And that's all.
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez, Bilton. Ooh.
Mary, would you go in if you saw a bank robbery when you're at the tube?
Or would you stay outside of the tubes thing?
I'd rather be in prison.
Boy, a different vibe for hot goss this week.
Yeah, I just had a lot going on.
I guess
so.
so.
Had to,
Wow. Well,
you know,
we're touched that you brought it to us.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about the jokes, it's about being vulnerable and sharing.
Yeah, stream cornrows and all of it. Yeah.
That they
understand.
said looked good.
Yeah.
Nobody said that.
Well, how could they not?
In
a dream, Mary. I got to take a break. We're going to compose ourselves.
Why are you mad?
Because that was the worst 4 minutes of my life.
I'm going to just wait. Yet.
That might have been worse than Not to Lose. It's
Yet.
not acceptable.
Yet.
What was bad about
Still
it?
plenty of show to go.
Okay, so when you share things on the show, it's fine, but when I do it, it's the worst thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Wow. You think you know somebody.
Yeah.
And then not so much.
I just got some text that people are very supportive of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lie.
Oh,
I
that's
did
it.
hot celebrity gossip. No, I got it, and I bared my soul. And Mary said it was the worst 4 minutes of her life. I guess she's never witnessed a robbery or had a dream about having a daring yet stylish haircut.
Yeah.
Or
Mary's more of a feels for me, not for thee type of person.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Or she's
All right.
never accidentally kicked a piece of a Jenga board game under somebody else's car. It's even more embarrassing when it's under somebody else's car.
Oh. All right. Listen, I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send a text in, 35192 to do that, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free